castle loomed on the hill like a specter against the crimson sunset, its jagged towers piercing the sky. Locals in the nearby village avoided even speaking of it. Tales of screams echoing through its stone walls and shadows moving without form had sealed its reputation. Yet, for the daring group of urban explorers, 5 thrill-seekers with a thirst for the supernatural, the Bloodstained Castle was the perfect stage for their next viral video. Armed with flashlights, cameras, and bravado, they crossed the threshold. The ancient wooden doors creaked as if the castle itself were protesting their intrusion. Inside, the air was suffocating, heavy with mildew and the faint coppery tang of something more sinister. The explorers joked to mask their unease, their voices bouncing off the cavernous main hall, where a shattered chandelier dangled precariously. "This place is unreal," muttered Alex, the group's leader, as his flashlight danced across faded tapestries depicting scenes of battle and torment. "Let's split up for better footage." Despite the collective unease, they agreed. Each ventured into different wings of the castle, unaware they were stepping deeper into a labyrinth of malevolence. Sam, the skeptic of the group, found herself drawn to the library. Rows of ancient books lined the walls, their spines cracked and titles indecipherable. A draft rustled the pages of an open book on a desk. As she approached, she noticed it wasn't wind. The pages were turning on their own. A grotesque illustration of a horned figure surrounded by kneeling worshippers filled the page. The moment she touched it, a deafening whisper filled the room, repeating her name. She bolted, her heart pounding. Meanwhile, Mia, the tech-savvy explorer, ventured into the kitchen. The soot-blackened hearth still bore the remnants of a fire. She set up her camera and noticed her breath misting in the air, though it wasn't cold. A faint scraping sound made her spin around. A knife lay on the ground where it hadn't been before. The scraping grew louder, joined by faint laughter. She grabbed her camera and fled. The group reconvened in the great hall, shaken but eager to press on. They hadn't come this far to quit. Exploring the lower levels, they stumbled upon a hidden passage behind a crumbling wall. The tunnel reeked of decay, its walls etched with bizarre symbols that seemed to pulse under their flashlights. At the end was a door, its surface carved with grim depictions of torment. "This is it," Alex said, adrenaline overriding caution. They pushed it open. The chamber beyond was a nightmare made manifest. Candles burned with unnatural flames, casting shadows that writhed like living things. In the center stood a throne constructed from human bones, its armrests adorned with skulls. Symbols of black magic covered the walls and floor, their meanings incomprehensible but inherently malevolent. A guttural voice echoed through the chamber, freezing them in place. "Welcome, intruders. You have disturbed my domain. Now you must play my game." A spectral figure materialized on the throne, the cruel lord of the castle, his form translucent yet radiating menace. His hollow eyes burned with malice. The chamber's door slammed shut, and the temperature plummeted. "What do you want from us?" Alex demanded, though his voice trembled. "Entertainment," the ghostly lord replied. "Solve my riddles, survive my trials, or face eternal torment." The first riddle appeared etched in fire on the wall. They scrambled to solve it, their panic growing as the symbols shifted and the walls seemed to close in. They succeeded, but barely, and the price of failure became clear when a disembodied scream echoed through the room, followed by the sickening sound of flesh tearing. In the next trial, the floor transformed into a pit of writhing hands, grasping at their legs as they raced to the other side. Mia slipped, her scream cut short as the hands dragged her down. The others could only watch in horror before the pit vanished, leaving no trace of their friend. Only Alex, Sam, and Jake remained. They were led to a final chamber, where a mirror stood, its surface dark and rippling like liquid. "Face your truths," the ghost commanded. One by one, they were forced to confront their deepest fears. The mirror showed Alex consumed by his own ambition, Sam drowning in her denial, and Jake succumbing to guilt over a secret he'd buried. The mirror shattered, and with it, Jake collapsed, his body lifeless. The ghost laughed, a sound that reverberated through their bones. "You have failed," Now you belong to me. The chamber began to collapse, the walls bleeding and the floor splitting open to reveal an abyss. Alex and Sam ran, desperate to escape. They reached the main hall, but the castle itself seemed alive, its doors and windows sealing shut. The ghost appeared before them, his skeletal grin widening. With a final, ear-piercing scream, the castle consumed them. The villagers awoke the next morning to find the castle's silhouette darker, its aura more oppressive. The explorers were never seen again, but their cameras were found at the castle's entrance. The footage ended abruptly, with their final moments captured in a haze of shadows and screams. The legend of the Bloodstained castle grew, its dark secret forever claiming those who dared to uncover it.